Hands team, welcome back, y'all. So today I got my dogs joining me, Mr. Harry, Mr. Chad, and my man Kareem. So we're all within the same league. We got a panel of champions over here. I'll tell you that. Kareem is the reigning champion, about to be the next toilet bowl champion. My dog Harry's a two-time. Chad was just a couple years ago. Mine was back when I had hair. It's all good though. So this week, we're just going to have a quick discussion, man. Just want to know who's your top three running backs. There's been a lot of talk about the differences in placement as well as some randoms. Everyone's got Saquon number one. That's by far the easiest selection anyone can make. Saquon is that guy, man. If anybody wants to kick off, because I know two of you guys is one person's third changes a little bit, and then the order for your other two switching out. So if anybody wants to go ahead, please tell me who you guys your top three.
You want to start it off, Brad, or what?
Sure, I'll start it off.
What you got for us, Papa?
So, of course, already know the first, I think the best running back, Saquon. I'll go over stats in a second. Second, I got Derrick Henry. Of course, that's a no-brainer. But the third one was contemplating between Josh Jacobs and Gibbs, and I honestly picked Gibbs over Jacobs.
Okay.
Why you take Gibbs over Jacobs?
Honestly, just looking at the stats, I think with Gibbs getting split carries, he just has just as better or similar stats with a split backfield. If he was a sole back, I think his numbers would be a lot better than what it is right now.
100%. I agree with that.
Especially, I got right here. We know 178 rush attempts, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. One less than Saquon, and three less than Henry, and those guys are the sole backs. And and from what I've been reading, yards after contact, he's pretty almost similar with some of these other guys. But I'll dive in more on the stats later on.
All right. Harry, who's your top three looking like?
I mean, unfortunately, I hate to do this to you, but after I did my research, my top three is exactly the same of Chad's. Literally, obviously the consensus is Saquon with. This has like a 2,000-yard season right now. It's not even close between him and the next person on the list. But I had to throw Derrick Henry in there just because I can care less that he doesn't get any receptions because he's just too good at running the ball. Like he's averaging fucking 5.9 yards a carry. That's fucking absurd. And with just the home run threat that he has is fucking ridiculous. Like he's right up there with Saquon, even though Saquon still has 400 yards more than him on the ground. But those two are my consensus top two, and then my third one, I really didn't have him here before I started doing the research. But when I dove into the stats, I had to throw Jahmyr Gibbs in there because to add to what Chad says, it's just the efficiency there. Like he's fucking splitting carries and still averaging 5.7 yards a carry. He can catch the ball. He has a fucking very, very nimble feet. Like his balance and agility is great. His acceleration. He has a knack for finding the open lane. So I had to throw him in there. And I had to kick out my boy Bijan, unfortunately, because to Kareem's point, I still don't think he's reached the ceiling. And yeah, when I just kind of compared the stats between him and Jahmyr Gibbs, it was kind of evident that although fucking Bijan is the workhorse in that backfield, he just isn't as efficient as Jahmyr Gibbs. So I had to kind of kick him out of the top three and throw my boy Jahmyr Gibbs in there. And the thing about Jahmyr is that he would have a lot more rushing yards on like on the season, if he wasn't splitting that backfield, and then he could catch the ball and turn it into a touchdown. So it's like where it's like what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like Bijan just doesn't have that efficiency compared to the guys that I named up there. So I'll let Kareem kind of go and yes, see what he got for us.
Give me that difference maker, Kareem.
I mean, both of y'all made some really good points, man. It's really hard to argue with that because for me, I think numbers matter and stats do matter. The list that I wanted to go with was going to be Saquon 1, Jameer 2, and I was going to go with Josh Jacobs number 3. However, like I said, I'm saying if numbers matter, then I can't, bro. The only thing I'm gonna change with y'all list is gonna be I'm gonna put Jameer number 2 ahead of Derrick Henry, and then I'm gonna put Derrick Henry number 3 because I can't dismiss Derrick Henry's stats, bro. 1407 for the year, 240 attempts, 13 touchdowns, 20 plus yards. We have 14, and 40 plus we have 3. I mean, those stand out to me big time. I mean, his long for the season was 87 yards. I mean, not many other running backs have that. Not even fucking close. Matter of fact, Saquon is in the next closest was 72 as his long for the year. Right? But the reason why I'm putting Jameer ahead of Derrick is because, like Chad alluded and Harry alluded to it, is Jameer splitting a backfield 50-50 with David Montgomery. So imagine David Montgomery is not there and Jameer has a backfield to himself and he's getting the load that these guys are getting. Just to give you the numbers, Jameer has 178 attempts. Saquon, 266. Derrick Henry, 240, boys. I mean, that's insane. Now, with that, you have Jahmyr Gibbs with over 1,000 yards for the rushing for the year with just 178 attempts.
Yep.
I mean, bro, you just can't argue that. Like, for me, that's why I had to put Jameer in second instead of number 3. Saquon easily takes number 1 spot. I mean, we can't even argue that. There's nothing to say. I mean, he's probably going to break the record this year. I hope he does. I mean, good for him, man. He left that garbage franchise of the New York Giants, that dump out in New Jersey. Thank God for him. He was able to get out of there. Because
let's pay Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that whole organization that whole organization is a joke. So is the Jets. The both teams that play in that stadium, they need to demolish that stadium and just get rid of those teams. I mean, at this point, they should do it like the English Premier League, to where they get to demote teams. So basically, like if you're in the Premier League and you have a horrible season, you're last, you get demoted, bro. You go to the AAA. Like you go to the minor leagues.
I like that.
Okay, so to that point, we're demoting you this season.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna have to, bro. Do we have if we have a AAA fantasy football? I'm going. I mean that's just fair. That's just fair. Because if I'm gonna say it for the,
I got you, dog. We're gonna have you go ahead and play fantasy for arena football next year.
Fantasy hockey. Damn. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, bro, good for Saquon. He got out of that situation, and my man is balling, having a great season with a good team. He's winning where he deserves to be, and he's showing you why he deserved that bag. And that the Giants obviously went with Daniel Jones, and who is now released in the backup for the Vikings. For y'all that didn't know, just for context. But yeah, so. That's the reason why I'm going with my top 3, bro. Why? I mean, you could easily be like, nah, let me put Henry number 2 and Gibbs number 3. But I think all in all, we're looking at the same list.
So I actually got a little bit of a differ, but I got a couple questions beforehand. Since everybody is sold on Gibbs here, how much better is Gibbs than David Montgomery, in your personal opinion? If you had to put them both on a scale of 1 through 10 and you have Gibbs at a 9, where do you have Montgomery, or whatever the number is? I'm just throwing it out. What's that difference level?
I mean, just to kind of give you some context, Danny.
I know the numbers. I know the stats. I know they're literally 2 carries off. Montgomery has about 200 something less yards than.
It's 300 yards less.
I have to look it back up again. I have the other one on my phone. But he also does have 2 more touchdowns. And I mean, it is for what it is. But I'm just curious.
771 from Montgomery, and Gibbs got 1,016. So that's about 300.
Okay. So again, though, how much better is Gibbs than Montgomery?
Me
Well,
personally, I
yeah,
think Gibbs.
everybody
me
has so that he is the second or third best back, and yet
Yeah.
he shares all these touches. How much better is he than the guy he shares with? Is what I'm asking.
I personally think Gibbs is much better than Montgomery. And the reason being is Gibbs is faster. He's
True.
he's more agile.
True.
He can run between tackles, or he can go out in the flat if he needs to. He can catch better than Montgomery can. I mean, Gibbs is almost like a damn receiver playing running back, bro. If we're keeping it a
Oh,
buck.
He's got some
agree.
soft ass hands, bro.
Dog, he does. My man can catch.
I
Like
agree.
he can do it all. And I think and the crazy part is Jameer's only in his second year, boys. Second year in the league.
So that's definitely attributes better than Montgomery has. Montgomery's not that pass catcher, let alone the elusive, shady, swiftness that Gibbs can be. But Chad, you got anything else on that one? Well, how much better do you think Gibbs is than Montgomery?
Well, I didn't really look at Montgomery, but
just from what you see, your own eyeballs. Tell me.
Eye test.
Well, the efficiency is there. I mean, he has 34 receptions, 312 yards. I mean, that's pretty good for a running back for having 34 receptions. I can guarantee you not a lot of receivers in the league have 34 receptions. And his success rate for rushing the ball is 53%. That's pretty good for a guy that gets split carries.
Yep.
And for your point, I don't know what the yards after contact is, but for Gibbs, it's 374 yards after contact. So once he gets contact, he gets additional 374 yards. I don't know what Montgomery is, but that's pretty good for a elusive back.
All right, yeah, for sure. So just a follow-up question on that one, man. If Gibbs is so much better based on the stats Chad gave me, the points that Kareem, or the attributes that Kareem said, the points that Harry agreed and made as well, why is he sharing so many touches? Shouldn't he lean heavier, more 70-30?
No.
I think it's Campbell.
I think so, especially when he's in the open field and the ball's in the 50, the 40, as opposed to goal lines.
To be honest with you, I think it's
better
Dan
at
Campbell.
Every aspect, like you just said, of moving the ball forward on such a high-powered offense where they do throw it a lot and there is a lot of screen pass dumps. Wouldn't it be better to put him on the field just in case a play gets blown up and he's right there as a safety blanket, since he is the far better player?
For me personally, I think he's a better player, but at the same time, I like what Dan Campbell is doing because he's keeping his running backs fresh. I think that's
fresh.
I think that's the main point here, because I think if you give all these carries to Jahmyr Gibbs and it's such a lopsided like a workload between the two, then you have more of a chance of him getting hurt or whatever the case may be.
That's it right there.
But I like the versatility that Jahmyr brings to the table, because he's good at like running in between the gaps and also in a zone scheme. So he's very versatile in that way. And then also to Kareem's point, he could pretty much be a fucking slot receiver.
Yeah, with his speed.
And then what I think what's Monty's so good in there as well is just because of that veteran presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
definitely. He sees it from a different angle and he's able to help guide in a sense.
Exactly. So I think he's just Gibbs has been able to learn a lot of things from Montgomery. But to your point, Danny, I think like if I'm Dan Campbell, like
no, from a coaching aspect, I 100% get it. I just believe if the player's that much better, he should demand more carries. If your wide receiver is open on every play, you're probably going to throw it to him every time. If he's open, he demands the targets. But that was just, obviously, I'm with you guys on that one. And that was just a quick to see where your head was at. So I actually don't have Gibbs in my top three.
Danny, before we go there, bro, really quick. I think the word we're looking for is complementary football. I think they complement each other very well, bro.
By far,
easily. We're not even gonna argue that, bro. I think, like Harry was saying, keeping them healthy, bro, and using that 1-2 punch. Like you hit Gibbs with the speed, and you got Montgomery with the size, and like
Yeah, he's more of the bulldozer.
yeah, he's that bulldozer, the goal line kind of guy.
The goal line.
And yeah, exactly, bro. And not just goal line, because if it was just goal line, then the carries would be an 80-20 or type of thing.
Well,
But,
yeah, we wouldn't even be making this point right now.
Exactly. But the fact is that you could plug him in wherever, because Gibbs has done goal line plays as well. You could, but I just think like they complement each other so well, bro. Like Sonic and Knuckles for a reason. Dan Campbell is a great coach, bro. Like my man knows what he's doing.
I just thought, I was like, oh, it's Jared Goff tails.
He got balls, man, and he's not afraid to make decisions, and his team is all behind him. They're all about it. They win together, they lose together. That's their mentality. And honestly, bro, like I really hope they make it this year. I really hope they do, because they're fun to watch.
They're my picks, to be honest. And I saw a clip of last week's game where it was on one of the fourth downs, and Dan Campbell was actually not going to go for it, and he was talking about a field goal, and he overheard Goff saying something like, "Oh man, I wish I could have tried." And then Campbell was like, "Yeah, okay, let's go ahead, let's do it." Like, he was just like somebody fucking whisper. He was listening to the crowd saying, "Do it."
Yeah.
Danny, to your point though, like Dan Campbell pretty much has that backfield 50-50, but if it's me, I would lean, like you said, to Jahmyr Gibbs, like some 60-40 a little bit, because I agree, he's the better back, and I just think he deserves more carries. I mean, don't get me wrong, for fantasy sakes, I'm glad it's 50-50 because I have Monty on my team. But if I had to choose between one of them, then I'm giving Jahmyr Gibbs the heavier workload.
For sure. Now,
no need. Come on, man. That's how he gets hurt. And then no, man, the way he's doing it 50-50 is perfect. Like right now they're 11-1, 12-1. Yo, they're fine. They're winning. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. They're winning. They're doing it correctly. Those boys are fresh, like you said, Harry. Like, just keep doing it. Stay healthy, because by the end of the year, bro, when it's time, like NFC Championship game, Super Bowl time, if they make it that far, like they're probably the healthiest backfield, compared to whoever they're going against, because they're dealing with injuries on the other side of the ball. They can't afford to have injuries on the offense, bro. Just saying.
No, and their offense is stout. Even if they're not 100%, they don't have to rely solely on the run game. So that's always helpful. The box isn't going to be stacked every single time.
Yeah, you gotta account for Amonra and Laporta. Like, not just them two. Now they got that new receiver, that Patrick kid, like that came out of nowhere. He's balling. And then
what Patrick are you talking about, bro? Don't tell me you're talking about Tim Patrick.
Is that his name? I don't know.
Yeah,
he balled out
in Denver.
He balled out last week.
Yeah, he balled.
First time they called his name all season.
They what?
It's the first time they called his name all season.
That's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like all of a sudden, that's right. All of a sudden,
because he went. I think back-to-back years with torn ACLs. He's a monster.
Yeah,
and he balled out when he was healthy, and then then the next year he came back and.
Yeah, bro. They have a good receiving core. Like the numbers don't show it, but they're efficient, bro. They do what they need to do.
The numbers don't show it because they're a fucking run first team.
They're a run first team. That's what I'm saying. The numbers don't show it. Last year they were more passing team because Amonra had probably one of his best years ever.
Amonra has gone down so much.
And that's why I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad. I'm kind of sussed out of you playing Jared Goff this week. That's gonna make or break you, bro.
They're playing a good defense this week too.
I have a good feeling.
They're playing the Bills.
A lot better than Russell Wilson.
And I'm just saying that because you know Burrow's gonna put up a 30-piece.
Hopefully, shout out to Chase.
Well, hopefully.
Before we get into this fantasy discussion,
a couple balls to Chase Brown. I think Chase Brown's gonna be pick up. I think honestly, if I didn't pick him up, I'll probably be
top 10.
I wouldn't be having the season I did if I didn't pick up Chase Brown. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
Waiver wire pickup for you, bro.
Yeah, that was definitely your best one.
That wasn't even waiver wire. I picked up free agency. No one picked him up. I just picked him up.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. That's crazy.
My Bucky Irving was your Chase Brown, bro.
Yeah.
And also, I want to be to Cream's point. I can see why he picked Derrick Henry over Jamar. I just couldn't. Because yards per carry is 3.6 and before contact, and Derrick Henry is 3.1. but 671 yards Derrick Henry gets after contact. That is insane.
That's wild.
Dude is a tank. But other than that, I think what helps out Derrick Henry too is Lamar Jackson's feet, because that's the dual. If you stop one guy, you have to stop the other, and you can't stop both those guys.
If Lamar fakes left, he's by far, even if the team defense is to turn right, he's taking 2 defenders with him.
And also, I know everybody talks about his passing, but his passing's been pretty good this year. A lot better than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is this is definitely his down year.
I think it's that much better, Chad, because of Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, you're forced to open up the airways, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can't let Derrick Henry catch momentum.
And he has receivers can actually catch the ball.
Yeah, they're like Danny said, they're kind of forced to stack the box a little bit because of Derrick, which gives Lamar basically he can Lamar releases the ball quick, like he doesn't have to hold on to the ball because they're playing 1-on-1.
He's like, you'll give me 10 seconds, great. I need 4.
Yeah, they're playing 1-on-1 defense out there, and then the receivers getting open. Like you got Zay Flowers, who's another he's a baller too. He's fast, so he's been having a great season as well.
Zay Flowers came out of nowhere because I had him last year, and I thought the hype was going to be from last year, and it didn't come out to the point of where he is today. Today he's balling. Shout out to Zay. I'm a big fan, and he's Broward County as well, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Because Saquon, Derrick, and Jameer, a lot of stat lines, they're pretty close to each other.
All right, so y'all tell me if I'm crazy or not, but I'm sticking with
horse. Give it to him, Danny. Give it to him. The dark horse.
I'm sticking with y'all with Saquon and I'm sticking with y'all with Saquon and Derrick Henry. To me, those are both no-brainers. And I really want to go Bijan. That's my dog, but I'm not going Bijan. Bijan is probably maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. I have to look at everything. But as I was looking at things up, man, I think you guys make amazing points about Gibbs. It's a big reason, though, as to why I don't have him in my top 3 is same reason why you guys do. He doesn't touch the ball enough for me, in my point. I don't know if he can handle the full body of work. The player within my top 3 is Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams, we all thought that he was going to do horrible this season. He was going to get hurt like he does last year. He's on punt returns as well as he's a 3-down back who also catches passes. So they're like, yo, Kyren's to shit. Kyren Williams has got 1,121 rush yards. That's more than Gibbs. That's more than Josh Jacobs. That's under Henry. Yeah. But he's also got 12 touchdowns, which is more than Gibbs, more than Jacobs. He's got 280 carries. That's the number 1 carry in the league. So he's taking everything. 30 receptions. So he's also catching. Granted, his average is 4 yards a carry. He's the lowest average, but he's getting somewhat of the most work.
The efficiency's not there, though. You can go all the work you want, but if you're averaging 4 yards a carry,
it's much easier to make 10 shots than it is to make 50. You're going to have a much more better percentage if you shoot 10 times as opposed to 50. He has much more of a workload than everybody else does. And on top of that, too, the one point that I'm going to make that nobody else can possibly make about Gibbs, he is not the number 1 on his team. I mean, we just saw what happened with Cooper. Cooper ain't the number 1. But Puka by far is the number 1 option on the Los Angeles Rams.
Shout out to my boy.
Even goal line, it is not a guarantee that it is going to be a Kyren Williams rushing touchdown because Stafford has dropped back so many times this season and is like, Puka, there you are. Touchdown.
He either throws it to him or he runs the receiver sweep and he runs it
the
in.
jet sweep.
Exactly.
Yeah, the jet sweep.
See, my only thing is, Danny, is he has 280 rushing attempts, but if Gibbs had probably at least 20 more, I think he would have more yards than Kyren. Because 110 more rushing attempts that's a lot.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's the main point is he can handle that workload. I don't know if
Jameer's averaging 5.7 yards per carry, bro.
He's got half of the amount of carries that Kyron has.
Okay, my point exactly, brother. You give him 100 more carries, my man is probably close to a Saquon.
Okay,
Listen,
he'll definitely get more yardage, but you can't say anything about his average because his average won't be anywhere near that.
I
Question,
disagree.
what's-
I
You
disagree.
can't say that. You can't say that though.
I disagree.
What-
I don't
what-
think if
what's,
you give him 100 more yards, I don't think his average is still that high.
It won't be that high, but it'll be more than 4 yards.
It'll be more than 4.
Bro,
It
he
will
has,
be more than 4.
Kyron has.
I didn't say it would be less than 4. I'm saying it won't be where it's at right now.
It'll be better than
I agree
Kyron.
with you, but Kyron has 100 more carries and yet only has 100 more yards than Gibbs.
Yeah.
Question,
G-shit,
Danny.
bro.
What's his longest rushing touchdown this year, Kyron?
I didn't look that up. I don't know.
I'll tell you, Chad.
Because
Kyron's long is 30.
yeah,
Jameer's
'cause-
70.
Yep, and Derrick Henry's 87. But we all know Derrick Henry. That
So
dude is a freight train.
the
He moves,
longest
and he moves
touchdown-
like a
The longest touchdown
Lamborghini.
counts for 7 points instead of 6, like the shortest touchdown.
It don't matter. It's just showing you how
I know. I'm just
mean,
being slick about it, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand y'all points for 100%. It just
I-
my gut trusts Kyron a little bit more,
No.
but I'll have to lean with y'all on that, I guess.
So,
I'm
hey,
not-
Danny, tell me something real quick. Answer this question for me. Who's the backup for Kyron? Who's his backup?
Blake
Corum.
Corum.
Oh, and how's he
Shout out
doing?
Sebastian.
How's he doing?
He's been getting some work lately.
Yo, hey, hit up my dog Sebastian. Shout out.
I can't
Blake-
believe he.
Blake
I
Corum,
can't
baby.
believe he literally drafted him, held him for that long.
Yo, my man held on to Cora.
Hey, my man got touches in like week 13. I think he started getting some touches.
I'm stupid for trading
We-
Gibbs away.
We saw him yesterday. I was like, Harry was like, who is that? I'm like, oh, I think that's
Oh,
Corum.
One
Oh.
question, off topic. You think CMC would be number 1 pick next year?
No,
Hell no.
Come on, bro.
No
Stop
way.
playing. Stop
And
playing.
dog,
A
10
follow-up
is
question.
forever. It doesn't go
Follow-up
away.
question.
I think honestly probably Saquon's probably gonna go number 1 next year, bro.
I think Saquon and Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I think a guy like Chase Brown is definitely going to move up from the late rounds. He's probably going to be easily probably top 3 rounds, honestly, this year.
Yeah,
'Cause
Chase
his-
Brown will be second round.
Jamar probably gonna go number 3, to be honest.
I could see that.
Jamar, and then you got Gibbs, and then
And I think
I'm taking Bijan over Gibbs.
AJ Brown's going to drop to second round. I think Nico Collins will
think so.
probably shoot to the first round.
agreed. Nico's nice.
He's
That
hurt.
dude-
The thing is like everybody thought that the value that you got from Saquon this year is fucking ridiculous.
And Derrick Henry. I know Derrick Henry
And
went
Derrick
second
Henry.
round.
Yeah,
A lot of draft
and we clowned Kevin for that.
Yeah, we did. We're tripping for that, bro. It's gonna honestly, bro. I'm already looking forward to next season because this season was a fluke.
That's what happens when you don't make playoffs. Those are the things you say.
Yeah. Like, hey, this season didn't really matter, bro. Like, you know, because I won the
It's
two
all
last
about
year.
It's all about
I
having
just-
fun, man, with your
I
boys.
just wanted my other homies to have the chance to win. That's all it was, bro. You know, like I'm a team player, boys. That's all it was.
I know
He said-
Christian
he
is
said he
shaking
wanted
in
to
his
give
boots.
Harry a chance to go 3-peat.
Hey, man.
Three-peat. You ain't three-peating shit. You ain't won since you haven't won since 2017. You
Triple
bum.
champ loading, all right?
Hey, did you
brother?
win? Have you won this decade? I'm just wondering.
Triple champ loading.
Have you won this decade?
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm the GOAT of this
Okay.
league.
Danny won when he had hair. You won.
Wow.
You
Wow.
last time Harry won. Damn. Let's go back to last time Harry won. 2017. What was happening in 2017, boys?
It wasn't 2017.
About to Google latest news 2017.
Wait. Let me go back. I got the trophy. Let me look at the trophy real quick.
Must have been like 2019.
Brother, 2019. You're right. 2019.
That's
Yeah, I
pretty.
think I
That's
was
so recent.
Or 16.
5 years. Hmm.
That's more years than he got fingers.
No, it doesn't matter when I won it. I
Wow.
still have 2.
Sorry.
Wow.
God.
Savage. The
damn.
savageness.
Yo. I mean, yeah, you got two. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm hoping you don't get the 3. So
I know he's hoping Chad doesn't get to second.
All right, y'all. Before this drags on any longer, because I can see where this is heading. Hands team, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Just out here with my dogs. group messages, sometimes they get to one point and it's like, all right, let's talk about this. So we were out here. I appreciate y'all. We are out. Deuces.
Peace.